My mission is to make cybersecurity accessible and affordable to small and medium businesses. What I see as a problem in the industry is that it's too complicated, number one, for entry-level entrepreneurs who are focused on other areas. They have a small or medium business. Also, let's think about dentist office. Let's think about a doctor's office, a design agency, anything that isn't strictly technical oriented, where they don't have that level of expertise. It's a barrier to entry. They have a million other things going on, and they probably hired somebody to create their website. They are using some default template, and then they might have some custom scripts in it. The issue is that, especially if I think of law firms, dentist offices, doctor's offices, that can be a real patient information type of risk or issue, because these sites they're using forms to submit potentially sensitive information. Now, if they're wise, they're using other back-end systems, but I've seen far too many of these smaller practices using insecure systems. And I want to make this more accessible. We have a problem in the cybersecurity community where we have these complicated dashboards, we have reports, things that just aren't human readable. And I see an opportunity here. And this is to blog my journey. And I'm looking for other interested people like yourself who are, number one, in the early stages, either are developers who can help with this, business partners, board of directors who want to be involved with this company. I'm Brian, and I've been involved in the technology industry for over 15 years. I've worked at companies like IBM with open source software, at Red Hat. I've also worked at Facebook, Meta, doing cybersecurity programs, and in addition to Microsoft doing cloud security initiatives. So I've seen the large enterprise scale, and that's not what I want to target here. I want to target the small and medium businesses because I see this as being a key challenge with the amount of online real estate for these companies, and they don't have the expertise. So what I'm looking to do is to create a beautiful, simple UI with a web page that integrates with AI through natural language to give you clear and concise answers so that you know what actions you need to take. And additionally, you can enter your role. So maybe you're the founder, entrepreneur, CEO, and for whatever reason, you have to take care of this or understand enough about the vulnerability to figure out who or what is going to help you. So you can enter your role. So you go to a website, you verify that you own an asset, a website, then you enter your role. It just asks you a few series of questions, and what happens is your website gets scanned, and instead of complex dashboards and hard to read technical jargon that can be helpful for cybersecurity experts but are very confusing for small business owners or small IT departments, it gives you a natural language output. So it integrates the open source security standing under the hood, and then it integrates with a AI solution, a variety that we can plug into, to provide you simple, actionable items. So it will scan and then prioritize. These are the top 3 issues that you need to look at. Then it will give you clear, real world, what does this mean? What type of action needs to be taken? Who it would be appropriate to take the action. For example, if you're a CEO and you have a small IT department, you can get information on that. If you are the IT department, you have moderate technological expertise, it can give you the context based on your user profile, and that will make this much more accessible. Then the idea is you now also have something that's interactive. So you get it's going to be more than just a ChatGPT replacement, because it is plugging in on the back end and actual doing scanning, in a way that these current large language models won't allow you to do on their own if you're just using the base model. So the idea then is that you get that simple report, then it's available, you can take actions. In the future, as AI agents get more powerful and better, you can authorize agents to take actions on behalf of yourself. Obviously, this could present a lot of security risks in itself. So this will have careful consideration on how or if you want to enable this. So there is the manual process of getting the output in a human readable format. And then there's the potential of adding AI agent integration to automatically protect and update your website against certain classes of vulnerabilities. That's the general idea. And again, I want to make this as easy and accessible. So if you think of like an Apple UI design, but with open source capabilities and transparency, I think that is a clear winner. What I see right now is a lot of solutions that are out there, and they don't do exactly this. Most of them are targeted towards enterprise markets, and that's not what I want to target at this stage. I want to go hyper-focused and niche, as you should, with a startup company to provide value for the specific customers that I'm talking about. And the price point will be lower. So the idea is this will be a monthly subscription, or you can do an annual subscription with lower price points. And that will be basically, you create a sales funnel, the customers land directly on the page. They can get a free scan with some basic information, or they can sign up for either a monthly service or an annual service where they can get security scanning ongoing about their website and provide the feedback so that they have notifications on what they need to do. And again, I want to really avoid complex dashboards with these small and medium businesses. Their websites aren't quite as complex as these, large, if you're talking about a Facebook or you're talking about an IBM or a Google. Those are very complicated web assets and web pages. But if we're talking a smaller set, we should be able to narrow this down to 3 main action items that you need to take, and then there's a series of maybe up to 10 or 20 in some type of prioritization sequence. And I think that it will be much more helpful to explain that. And then it'll give instructions. So if you're using a specific web tool, it will tell you, if you're using Webflow, it can give you the up-to-date information on how you would accomplish that, what configuration changes need to be used. Or if you're using any other content management system or website hosting development service, it can tailor it based on that, so to be cross-platform. Also, I'd like to have an optional plugin through these different vendors, different website providers. So that would be it, but this is a standalone product. And again, if you're a developer, if you have Python experience, if you have HTML, CSS, I want to probably use React for the front end. And again, I want this website to be beautiful and simple. The way that Google, when you originally landed on the search, when there was this complicated design, it was simple. The way that ChatGPT, you just get to a web page and you can just type a question and ask. It's simple. This is going to be fine-tuned to the specific use cases that I'm talking about here. And I think it will bring value. And again, I really want to provide accessibility to these small and medium businesses and these owners, these entrepreneurs that have sites that are vulnerable, and it could ruin their reputation and their business and expose customer data and all these other issues. When they're busy, they're trying to grow their business and they don't have time or necessarily want to focus on the reactive security part of it. So the idea is, let us handle that for you. Let us make that process as easy as possible, and let's make it a beautiful interface so it's intuitive and easy to use. Unlike so many of these enterprise tools that I've used. And yeah, there's open source solutions out there that do parts of it, but they always fail on the interface side. I've seen this. I've worked with open source tools for almost 20 years now, and that's one common failing is they have advanced functionality and features, and they're on the cutting edge, and everyone that I've seen fails on the user interface side. So if you're targeting a general audience, it's going to fall flat on its face. I've never seen a better interface from an open source software. I think of, for example, Adobe's suite. Whether you like Adobe or not, their interface and design is quite excellent. They've honed it over time. And then you look at something like GIMP, open source, it tries to mimic it, and it's clunky and it tries to copy areas of it, but it just doesn't hold up. And there's so many different examples in that space, but again, that's what I want to hone in on, is the ease and simplicity of use for these small business owners so that we can improve the cybersecurity hygiene. And then, as mentioned, eventually it could go towards agentic actions so that it can be even more automated as a business and provide more value and ease of solution. At some point, it might integrate with certain hosting providers or have those plug-in capabilities. But as I see it now, this is a standalone product that's going to be created with an accessible price point for people to access. So that's the general idea of what I've been working on and what I've been looking into. So, if you're a developer, if you're an entrepreneur that wants to partner with me, I think this would be a great opportunity. I'm really connected in the business ecosystems. I attend lots of events, industry networking. I've been to all the business accelerators. I'm connected in with venture communities and all that. But I want to keep this simple to start with. I want to get a strong cash flow company where it requires minimal overhead. We get the MVP created, we provide a valuable service that can be used, and then we scale it from there. And the idea is, if you partner with me, I have connections in the industry from over 15 years of working at all these companies. I'm in all different lanes and other areas, and this niche right here, I think, will really help us create something impactful. So if you're interested in that, either from a developer standpoint, or if you think you'd be a valuable asset on my board of directors, we can speak, for some guidance. Let's go through the process together and build something amazing that's impactful. And then there's a grander vision beyond this of what this can become. But we need to first start in a hyper niche market and really focus in on a specific use case, build a nice cash flowing business, and then we'll stand out beyond to make cybersecurity accessible and affordable for everyone.